One of the worst feelings that you can experience as an artist is being stuck in tutorial hell. You watch a tutorial, you perform, you get something good. But when you try things on your own, when you try making things that you are passionate about, it sucks, bro. You look at the piece of shit on your screen and you feel embarrassed and you don't know what to do about it. Okay? And I am no victim to it. So, in the last 2 years, bro, I have grinded like hell. And before this is my first sculpt, by the way. And before this, I've delayed sculpting for more than 6, 7 years. All the meanwhile, I was watching different tutorials, I bought courses here and there, but never was I seeing improvement. Okay, it was so discouraging. And the last almost 2 years, bro, I've taken my sculpting from this to now making characters like this. And I know how to get out of tutorial hell. And not only get out, but stay out of tutorial hell. And now I'm helping other young artists get results in as little as 14, 20, 11, 30 days. And you can see that once they get the results, bro, they're making the kind of characters that they want. So in this video, I will show you everything that I know about tutorial hell and how to finally get out and stay out. Okay, so close all of the tabs. Don't let yourself be distracted, bro. Make this full screen and watch this on 2x speed if you have to. Okay, so this is an example of before this. Okay, this is 2 years ago when I made a first sculpt. I wanted to see, okay, bro, where do I stand right now? So I made this sculpt and I took the screenshot because I knew that one day I'll be making characters like this and I want to look back at this. And I'm glad. I wish I had kept the 3D file as well, but I don't have it. But let me show you, bro. This is what I was making when I was watching tutorials. I bought this course by Victory 3D. I bought this course by CG Cookie. This was the human course. I watched this tutorial online. I think this was Grant Abbott. But yeah, meanwhile, whenever I was following tutorials, I would get something a bit more decent than what I would do otherwise. Now, this is not the best work, but still, it's better than what I would have done myself. And this is, bro, what I made when I tried sculpting on my own. And I was shocked, bro. I was so demotivated. Like, what the hell, bro? Comparing this to this, yeah, bro, massive difference. The only difference was this was with tutorial activated, this was with tutorial deactivated. Okay, and yeah, it's a pain to be here. Okay, so before we discover how to escape tutorial hell, let me tell you why are you in tutorial hell in the first place. One of the things that you need to realize, bro, is the 80-20 principle. Okay, so what is the 80-20 principle? Let me explain to you, bro. The 80-20 principle tells you that 20% of whatever you do is going to account for 80% results, and vice versa. So 80% of what you do is going to account for only 20%. Okay, what do I mean by this? Let me give you an example. Imagine the English dictionary. Okay, the English is such a big book. The dictionary is such a big book. It's so big, bro. I don't know, it has, I don't know, 1 million plus words. But how many words do you use to have a conversation with someone else? You use only 20% of the entire dictionary to have 80% conversations with the people around you. Isn't that true? You don't remember the entire dictionary, bro. You only use 20% of the total vocabulary. Okay, the same thing goes for, let's say, a clothing store. Okay, only 20% of the clothing store's total articles are going to account for 80% of their total sales. This principle blows your mind. And the same thing can be applied to anatomy, bro. So in anatomy, the 20% that is going to get you 80% results is learning, bro, let me type this instead, is learning generic forms. Okay, it's understanding proportions, it's training your observation skills, and yeah, learning to see shapes and forms. This is the 20% that is going to get you 80% result. If you focus on just this, you can make 80% sculpts that you see online. And what is the 80% results? What is the 80% stuff that gives you only 20% results? It is names of bones and muscles. How does remembering the name of the bone and muscles help you sculpt better, bro? It does not. This is stylized studies. Okay, how can you make stylized sculpts if you don't know how to make, if you don't have a good grasp on generic proportions and forms? What do you know to exaggerate and dial down if you do not understand the basics? Okay, so it's starting to make sense, right? So a lot of these tutorials, bro, they focus on the 80% stuff that is getting you 20% results, and then you wonder, well, why is this taking so long? Why am I not learning, bro? What is this? What is that? Okay? With this out of the way, bro, the fastest way that you can learn to sculpt, the reason my students get results so fast is because I only focus on the 20% that is getting them 80% results. I don't make you remember the name of the bones and the muscles. No one cares, bro. The neck muscle is called the sternocleidomastoid, but you can just call it the neck muscle. You can call this just the chest. You don't have to dissect it like a doctor saying the pectoralis major, the pectoralis minor, the rectus abdominis, the exterior abdominis, bro. No one cares, bro. Remembering these names not help you sculpt better. I know people who remember this chart front and back. They can tell you every name of the muscle of the whatever. They know this by heart. Okay, they might forget their children's name, but they won't forget these names. And the only thing that they can't do, bro, is they can't sculpt. How sad is that? Okay. And I also know people who can make some awesome sculpts, but they don't not remember the name of the bones, the muscles. So this stuff is not important. The tutorials that you watch, you need to be careful that are they teaching you the 20% that is getting you 80% results, or are they teaching you 80% stuff that is getting you 20% results? They are slowing down your progress. This is one of the biggest reasons you are in tutorial hell. You're focusing on the wrong things. Okay. The second reason you're stuck in tutorial hell is because, bro, you are cramming versus actually learning. Okay, so if you follow a step-by-step tutorial, they tell you everything. Oh, just make this, follow the grid in the background, do this, do that, whatever. It's a step-by-step thing. Bro, you're just following the steps. You're not learning the concepts. Like I told you, bro, anyone can follow steps, bro. Let me give an example, bro. Let's say you want to learn how to write poems. Okay, you want to write poems like the Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or the Wheels on the Bus, or Mary Had a Little Lamb. You want to learn these things, bro. You want to learn how to write a poem. What makes sense to you? If you want to learn how to write a poem, will you watch these poems over and over and cram them? Or will you learn basic grammar, rhyming, and structure? What is going to allow you to sculpt better poems? Memorizing poems or learning the basics? Establishing the foundation which will allow you to make poems of your own. It's starting to make sense, right? Let me give another example, bro. So for example, let's say, what's easier? Is it to memorize all of these maps and be like, hey, the pond is 25 degrees north and 30 degrees south? Or is it easier to learn how to read a map and then you instantly have access to all of this information? What is easier, bro? Okay. You need to realize, bro, that sculpting, especially sculpting, it is not a step-by-step thing. Okay. It is not something where I just show you the steps, you memorize those steps, and you can sculpt whatever character you want. No. You have to learn the concepts. Let me give you another example. Imagine you're watching a product rendering tutorial. Okay. And there are two instructors. Okay. One is a Jerry, he's an asshole, and the other instructor is like me. He's a good guy. So the asshole teaches you a step-by-step. He's like, make a cylinder, you to unwrap with this projection, and here's the texture, slap it on, connect these two nodes, add this light, add this value, add this background, voila, you have a render. Okay, now if you follow this tutorial step by step, you will have a render. There's no denying that you will have a render. But that creator is an asshole. He's an asshole because he made you feel good once you complete the tutorial, but when you tried things on your own, when you tried to render your own product, it was shit, bro. It was shit because you just followed a step-by-step thing that taught you nothing. You were cramming, you were not learning. Now, the other instructor, he's like me. He's a cool dude, okay? And he teaches you that, bro, you're using this projection map because this shape is a cylinder, and that is why we use the cylindrical projection. He tells you that, bro, we are using this color in the background because this is a bit of color theory. This color complements this color. That is why we are staying in these tones. He's teaching you theory as he's teaching you the steps. Then he also teaches you, bro, we are using an area light and we are using it with this softness so that we have soft shadows. We don't want harsh shadows. This is a beauty product. Okay, we want it to be soft. We want it to be fluffy or whatever. And we are using these colors. We are using area light because it resembles a studio light. And I'm giving you all of these concepts. So when you go ahead and when you try to make something of your own, you remember those concepts and you apply those concepts and you have something that is nice. Do you understand the difference here? There's a difference between making you memorize certain steps or teaching you the language. Like I told you, bro, you can either memorize this poem, whatever, or you can learn the language and make whatever poem you want. Okay? This is why you're stuck in tutorial help. You follow a tutorial, they're just showing you the steps, they don't teach you anything. And when you try things on your own, it sucks. Okay? For example, bro, here's a sculpting example. I gave you these examples because it's hard to relate as a sculptor, but when I give you other examples, it's easier to understand. Now let's move on to sculpting, bro. If there's someone who teaches you just the step by step, like basic, simple steps that anyone can follow, bro, you're not learning anything. But if someone teaches you how to observe the face, teaches you the basic proportions of the face, teaches you how to study a reference, then you can sculpt whatever you want. Okay? Similarly, you can either remember all of this, or you can, like, for example, in my course, see what I did there? I plugged in my course, bro. So in my course, bro, I teach you how to observe and understand, and I only apply the 80-20 principle. I don't call this pectoralis major, pectoralis minor. I just show you that, bro, this is the chest with the few things that you need to keep in mind. I also have a free tutorial here, which will teach you how to sculpt the torso, how to sculpt the face. You can check those out as well on the channel. Yeah, you're just going to find it so much easier, bro, because all of that unnecessary information you do not need. Okay, so first of all, the thing that you need to focus on is to improve the way you learn, is to focus on the right things that actually move you forward. Okay, I hope I've made you understand this concept. Okay, the second reason why you're stuck in tutorial hell is because you don't allow yourself to fail. What do I mean by that? Now imagine, bro, imagine the first time you were riding a bicycle. Of course, you cannot ride a two-tired bicycle, right? You can't. No one can. As they are born, no one can. So what do you get? You get some training wheels, all right? And when you get training wheels, bro, you're riding a little bicycle, you're pedaling a little bicycle, all right? With training wheels on, and then eventually you notice, oh wow, mom, my training wheels are not touching the ground, but I'm actually balancing. And then you ask your dad or whatever, and you ask him, hey, can you remove these training wheels? You get the training wheels removed, and then you ride your bicycle again. And maybe you lose your balance a bit. Maybe you fall. But eventually you get back up, you sit on your little cycle and you start pedaling, and then you can ride your bicycle. That is exactly how it happens, right? The same thing happens when you are following a course or a tutorial. The course and the tutorial, they are these training wheels, bro. And when you have these training wheels on, your balance is perfect because you have that training material supporting you. But when you try things on your own, when that tutorial is now, okay, let's make a button. So on, off, okay. Now the tutorial is off. These training wheels are there no more. You might lose your balance a bit. You might fall. Okay, your result, it may not be the same as you got when you were following the course. Now it might be a bit worse. And that is absolutely normal. You need to realize, bro, that the shitty creators, they make you feel like a piece of shit. Because when you try things on your own, it wasn't nice. They just want to sell you another course, and then another course, and then another course, or make you watch another tutorial, and then another tutorial, and then another tutorial. Okay? You see what I'm getting at, right? They're just changing your training wheels, but they're not giving you the confidence to take them off. I want you to go out there, watch whatever course or tutorial you want. It doesn't have to be mine. I sincerely say this. It does not have to be mine. Whatever course or tutorial you watch, try things on your own. And if you fail, and you will fail, try again. Figure out the areas that you are weak in. So here I have an example. Let's say that this is where you started, okay? And this is what you had when you watched a course. And this is what you had when you removed that course or tutorial, when you tried it on your own. Now it's not as good as this, and this is absolutely normal. What you need to do is that you have this source material, okay? The source material that allowed you to produce this result, right? What you have to do, bro, is you just have to identify the things that are wrong. For example, when I sculpted this, I realized, bro, that I'm sculpting the nose wrong. My nose, it does not look nice. So for the next practice session that I did, I just practiced the nose. That is it. So let's say you don't know how to sculpt the mouth. You make everything good, but the mouth sucks. Just practice the mouth. You will have this bucket, And this bucket will have holes that water is pouring out. You just need to slap some tape on it, bro, and cover the hole. Whatever area you know that you are weak in, just cover it. Okay? Or for example, bro, you realize that, oh, I'm struggling to sculpt this part of the eye. Just practice this part of the eye. It is absolutely normal that when you have a course material, your result is good. When you don't have it, your result is bad. You just need to figure out the areas that you are weak in, and then you need to plug those holes. This is literally that simple. You need to allow yourself to suck for a while. Let me show you my journey, bro. So this is my journey when I was learning. I wish I had documented every sculpt, but there's a gap here. But you can see this is where I started. This is what I had. This is the first skull that I made. And it is so bad, bro. This is the first sukana that I made. This is the first pain that I made. Now, when I watched a course, of course, I got better results. This is when I practiced all of my practice without the course material. With the course, of course, the result was good. But when I tried things on my own, bro, they sucked. You can see this pain, bro. If you've seen Naruto and you know pain, bro, you're feeling pain right now looking at this. It's a pain to just look at this. Okay? You can see my first Sukuna sculpt. You can see the first Hellboy. You can see the first Kratos that I made. And it's okay to suck for a while, bro. It got better. It got better. I made a not so bad Joker. Not so bad Sukuna again. But look at the sculpts that I make now. Look at the Joker that I made recently. Look at the Kratos that I made recently. Okay? What else did I show you? Yeah, look at the Sukuna that I made recently. Just realize, bro, that for a period you will suck. When the training wheels are off, you will suck. Get used to the suck. Everyone sucks. You can see, I sucked. Everyone sucks, bro. And it is absolutely normal. If you can work through this grind is where most Jerrys quit. Most people just bitch out because they are too scared, bro. They just want perfect results from the get-go, like they're princess or something. But this is real life, bro. When the training material is off, you will suck. Get used to the suck. You have to be bad before you can become good. It's a transition. It's not a switch that just turns on and off. It's a transition from bad to less bad to less bad to maybe bad again, and then less bad, and then a bit good, and then satisfactory. You have to work through the grind. And the final point that I have for you, bro, is one more reason that you are stuck in tutorial hell is because you're listening to too many voices. You're listening to too many people. Maybe you're watching Marath here and there, maybe you're watching Danny here and there, maybe you're watching Victory 3D, Jan Sculpt, Speech Arab, the Sculpting Brown guy, you're watching me here and there. Remove everyone except for one. And I say this very sincerely, bro. The thing that I want you to imagine right now is just think back to when you were in school or when you were in university. I remember that when I was clearing my GCSE exams, our school had 3 physics teachers. 3 teachers that taught physics. And I sucked at physics, bro. Physics was something that went over my head. But there was this one teacher who sat me down once. He wasn't even my teacher. He wasn't even teaching me. Okay, he wasn't teaching my class. He was teaching another class, but I caught him in a break or something. I don't remember how I got to meet that teacher, but he was kind enough that he sat me down and he explained me some concepts. The way that teacher explained me those concepts was I just understood it easily, instantly. Now, I told you, bro, I had 3 teachers, right? Okay, so let me draw these 3 teachers. This one is the one that I understood. This doesn't mean that this teacher is wrong or this teacher is wrong. It's just the nature of how things are. This is why universities and schools have different teachers. Maybe you don't understand the concepts from one of them, but you understand the same concept in a way that the other person describes. So for example, bro, Jan sculpts, he blocks out. Okay, he blocks out his sculpt. Speech are mostly freestyles his sculpts. Marath also blocks out his sculpts. Danny makes stylized sculpts. Victory 3D blocks out but freestyles a bit as well. Everyone, I do a bit of freestyling, a bit of blocking out. So it's different for everyone. You need to find one instructor who resonates the most with you. And the easiest way, bro, is just look at their art, see What kind of art do you want to make? Who do you want to make art similar to? And just follow their advice, because their advice has what led them there to the level that they are. And if you follow everyone, bro, not all of them are wrong. Okay? Everyone is right in their own way. This is the beauty about 3D, bro. No one is perfect. No method is 100% right. There's 100,000 different ways to do one particular thing, and none of them is wrong. You just need to find the right one for you. And when you find that instructor, invest in their program. I say this sincerely, bro. Invest in their program. Not only do you support these creators, okay, but what you also do is you invest in yourself. How much do you think courses by these instructors would cost? $30, $40 at max. I think the CG Cookie human course that I bought, this one was $100, bro. This course was about $100. But it's an investment. Okay? And the way I want you to think of this is, bro, you invest in your school as well. This is your education. This is literally your education. Now, a lot of people say, oh, bro, I don't have the money to do this. I don't believe you. I don't believe people who say, I don't have the money, because everyone has money. They are spending it somewhere. Somewhere. I don't know where, but they are spending it somewhere. And it's all about the priority. So let me give you an example from my own personal life, bro. You have to be accountable for this. So I'm being accountable, and I'm telling you that the first time I saw speed charts course, it was $20. I did not buy it. I was like, pass. Let me save this money, bro. I'll figure it out on my own. And in the process of figuring it out, I wasted years. Years. I kid you not. I wasted years. All right. And in the same time, when I saw my favorite video game on sale and it was $20, I was like, shut up, bro, take my money. So everyone has money, bro. They're spending it somewhere. And it's all about priorities. It's all about priorities. So if you prioritize your learning, if you really have a burning desire to learn this, okay, figuring it out on your own might take you years, but investing in a program might save you years. Okay, so let's say a course is $30 and it saves you 8 months of your time of figuring out things on your own, trying things. Okay, this works, that works. Of course, you can figure it out on your own. I'm not denying that. You can figure it out on your own, but it's going to cost you time. Do you think that those 8 months are worth more than $30? 8 months of your time is worth more than $30, is it? So yeah, if you're interested in this, bro, generally find one instructor, have one source material only, because that way you just help yourself not, because that way the advice doesn't contradict, bro. If you watch Marath, he's going to give you the same advice. He's going to reinforce those concepts. SpeechR is going to do the same thing. Jan Sculpt is going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing. Everyone has their own method, bro. The more advices that you have, the more you're going to confuse yourself. So instead of buying every course in the world and trying everything out, just buy one, master it. Buy one and completely master it. If you're interested in my program, I have a free 1 month head sculpting challenge. This was free, but now I charge just $1 as a commitment fee so that you actually commit. I saw that a lot of people, they joined, but they never performed, and I don't know why they do that. So I just introduced a $1 entry fee just so that I can filter out the serious people from the non-serious people. Okay, with $1, bro, I cannot make a bank. I cannot buy a car. Okay, I cannot buy a house. It is just a commitment fee so that you actually follow through. But if you want to help me buy a car, bro, you can invest in my paid programs. I'm running a 30% off until New Year. And yep, I believe that New Year resolution, it does not work. Okay, I don't want you to waste the next 2 months. I want you to start working right now so that by New Year, you are already a sculptor. You already made one correct that you are proud of, or 2, or maybe 3. Who knows, bro? You can see the kind of results that members are getting inside. Once again, I teach everything. I teach in a step-by-step, level-by-level fashion. I build your concepts till this point. I build your concepts till this point. I teach you the language. I include all of the models so you can spin them around in the viewport, view it for yourself. Yeah. Everything over here is based on the 80-20 principle. And I hope that this video helps you. Whatever advice I've given you, bro, just follow it. And I promise you will be out of tutorial hell. If this video was helpful, let me know. And here's a fist bump. Goodbye. Yeah.